Hello everyone. Today we are going to look at solving rational equations. This corresponds to 5.4 in your textbook. Let's look at the examples. It says solve and state the restrictions. So we have 2x minus 6 over x minus 5 equals 0. So to be able to solve this, we're going to get rid of this denominator. Okay? So we are going to find LCM and multiply both sides of the equation by that LCM. In this case, we have only one fraction, so we have only one denominator, x minus 5. So we can multiply both sides by x minus 5 to get rid of this fraction. So we have then on the left 2x minus 6. On the right, 0 times x minus 5 gives you 0. Then we will factor and get the zeros from here. So x equals 3 is the solution. The restrictions. So we're going to look at the denominator, and whatever makes denominator 0 will be your restrictions. In this case, x equals 5 is the restrictions. So let's look at example B. So this time we have x plus 7 over x minus 1 equals x plus 3 over x plus 5. So we are going to look at the denominators, x minus 1, x plus 5. So LCM is going to be x minus 1, x plus 5. It is like having a, when you're adding or subtracting rational expressions, then you would have a common denominator. So this LCM is like the common denominator. Okay, so we are going to multiply both sides by x minus 1 times x plus 5. So for the left part, x minus 1 and x minus 1 is gone. So we end up with x plus 5 times x plus 7. On the right, x plus 5 and x plus 5 is gone. So we end up with x plus 3 times x minus 1. Then we are going to expand these. So we get x squared plus 7x plus 5x gives you 12x plus 5 times 7 gives you 35. Let's expand the right side. So we get x squared plus 3x minus x gives you 2x minus 3. So let's collect everything on one side. So we have 12x minus 2x, and then x squared and x squared is gone. And then if we collect the numbers on the right, so we get negative 3 minus 35. So we end up with 10x equals negative 38. So we divide both sides by 10. We get negative 38 over 10. So it is, if you simplify, you get 19 over, negative 19 over 5. The restrictions, we are going to go to the original question, okay? And we have x minus 1, so x cannot be 1. If it is 1, you get 0 for denominator, and that's undefined. So we have 1. Also, x cannot be negative 5 from here, right? Because if you substitute negative 5, you get 0 for this denominator. So, negative 5 are the restrictions. Let's look at the next question. C, 3 over x plus 1 plus 4 equals 5 over x. So the LCM is going to be x plus 1 times x. So we're going to multiply every term by x times x plus 1. Okay, so if you look at the first term on the left, x plus 1 is gone. We have 3 times x. And the second term on the left, 4 times x plus 1. The term on the right, so x and x is gone. We have 5 times x plus 1. Okay, so now we're going to expand this. So 3x plus 4x squared plus 4x equals 5x plus 5. Collect everything on one side. We have 4x squared, 7x minus 5x gives you 2x, and minus 5 equals 0. Then you will try to factor this. but this is not factorable. If it is the case, and if you have a quadratic expression, so you can use quadratic formula. So x equals minus b plus and minus b squared minus 4ac over 2a. So we have negative 2 plus and minus. 4 times 4 is 16. 16 times 5 is 80. So 4 plus 80 gives you 84. So square root of 84 over 8. Then we should simplify the radical. So 84 can be written as 4 times 21. So that gives you 2 root 21 over 8. Now all the terms are divisible by 2. So we are going to factor 2. So that gives you negative 1 plus and minus root 21 over 8. Now simplify 2 and 8. That gives you negative 1 plus and minus square root of 21 over 4. So if you look at the restrictions, that gives you, the first one gives you minus 1, right? X plus 1 gives you minus 1. And this term on the right, 5 over x, so x cannot be 0. Okay? So these are the restrictions. Usually in this section, during the evaluation, you may not be asked to find the restrictions. However, you have to look at it anyway, because if one of the solutions is a restriction as well, then you should not be taking that solution. Okay. So let's look at the next one. X minus 5 over x squared minus 3x minus 4 equals 3x plus 2 over x squared minus 1. The first thing that you should do, factoring numerator and denominator. The previous questions, we did not need to, because we had only one factors for the denominators. But here, when we look at this question, actually the denominators are factorable. Okay, we will start with that. So x minus 5 over x minus 4 times x plus 1 equals 3x plus 2 x minus 1 times x plus 1. Okay, then write the LCM. We have x minus 4. We have x plus 1, which is common for both denominators. If that is the case, you take x plus 1 only one time. So x plus 1, not x plus 1 squared. Okay. And then we also have x minus 1. Then we multiply both sides by this LCM now. X minus 4, x plus 1, x minus 1. Okay. Now we simplify. X minus 4 and x minus 4 is gone. X plus 1 and x plus 1 is gone. So we end up with x minus 1 times x minus 5 on the left, and on the right, x plus 1 is gone, x minus 1 is gone. So you end up with 3x plus 2 times x minus 5. These brackets are very important. Please do not write 3x plus 2 without a bracket times x minus 4. Then you would get the wrong result. So make sure you put those in brackets. Now we can expand these. So you get x squared minus 5x minus x gives you 6x plus 5. On the right, you get 3x squared minus 12 plus 2 gives you 10x minus 10x minus 8. Now collect everything on one side. So 3x squared minus x squared gives you 2x squared. Negative 10x plus 6x gives you negative 4x. Negative 8 minus 5 gives you negative 13. Then you try to factor this, but this is not factorable. Therefore, again, we are going to use the quadratic formula. So minus b, negative 4, plus and minus b squared, 16, minus 4, a is 2, c is negative 13, over 2a, 2 times 2. 4 plus and minus, so this gives you 26. So total we get 120. Okay, and denominator is 4. So square root of 120 can be simplified, can be written as 4 times 30, and that gives you 2 root 30. Now, again, all terms are divisible by 2, so we can factor 2, then simplify 2 and 4. So this gives you 2. So 2 plus and minus root 30 over 2 are the solution. So restrictions 4, negative 1, positive 1. 4, negative 1, and positive. Okay, so the last question. So again, so we have something to factor here, right, on the right side. So we will start with factoring. So 1 over x minus 4 plus x over x minus 2 equals 2 over, if you factor this, you get x minus 4 times x minus 2. So LCM, as you see, x minus 4 times x minus 2. X minus 4 times x minus 2. We multiply every term by this. Okay, so let's get the first term on the left. X minus 4 and x minus 4 is gone. So you end up with 1 times x minus 2. Plus, second term on the left, x minus 2 and x minus 2 is gone. You end up with x times x minus 4. And here, x minus 4 is gone, x minus 2 is gone. You end up with 2 only. Now expand x squared minus 4x. So we can move 2 to the left because we need to make one side equal to 0. So this will give you x squared minus 3x minus 4 equals 0. So this is factorable. So x minus 4 times x plus 1. And you get x equals 4 and x equals negative 1. Okay. Now check the restrictions. So we get 4 and we get 2. Okay. Look, now we got one solution as x equals 4, but the restriction, one of the restrictions is also 4. So therefore, this solution cannot be taken. Okay. You have only one solution. X equals negative 1.